Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity. Sad to say, but I haven't got an awful lot done really since the last video. I've done a little bit more excavation around the area of the multi-farm, but it isn't any closer to being, well, started, let alone finished, so that shouldn't come as a surprise to any of you. There's a little bit of housekeeping that I want to get done today before I do anything else. First thing I'm going to do is grab a few iron ingots and make myself a pick, because I did do a bit of mining, and I found a few more diamonds, which is good. It means we'll eventually be able to get a quarry started. I think I'll do that quite soon, to be honest. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a pick. Now, we also got some cactus in the last video because we actually went off and found a desert biome. Instantly, I've forgotten where I put that cactus, which is a great help. It's got to be in one of these chests somewhere. Should be obvious. Maybe I put it in here because it's a crafting item that I needed to use. There we go. So, not too sure what the difference is between the two. Gives fruit after a rainstorm. Well, we just want the normal cactus for now. What I'm going to do, before I actually start using any of this, we do have, or did have, some sand over here. Obviously, I'm growing the reeds here as well. The sugar canes. Let's go ahead and just get the top two blocks off the sugar canes. Always leave the bottom blocks because they'll regrow. Now, I think there was some more sand over here. Obviously, I could just dig some up and replant some, which would probably be a better idea, really. But you don't want to accidentally be jumping around on cactus all the time. So let's go over here. We've got some more sand. In fact, it's a nice little bit of a sandy beach here. Oh, we have an ooze or something. There we go. Is it dead? Oh no, because it respawns into smaller ones. I think we got them all. Looks like we did. Nano Saber is turned off. Nano Saber's been getting a lot of use. It was definitely worth the material cost to build. Let's go ahead and just put down some cactus, and that should regrow for us, which means we'll have a continual supply of it, really. So, there's two things I wanted the cactus for. First of all, I want to make some green dye, which will allow me to make the green and red lights for my forestry machinery that's upstairs in the house. So we should have the ability to do that now. I also want to be able to make some waterproof cobble pipes that I can use to replace the BuildCraft tanks that, not the BuildCraft tanks, the open blocks tanks that were connected to the carpenter and not working as intended, or at least not working as I intended them. Probably working absolutely fine as far as the developers are concerned. I did have some reeds before, some sugarcane. I can't remember where they are. Let's put them in there. We'll take the rest of the cactus. At least some of them I want to turn into green dye. What is that? Cactus juice. How do we make green dye? Why have I forgotten this? Why can't I type? Green dye. There it is. I'm sure it's made from cactus. Used to be able to make it from cactus. Have they changed it? Can you not make it from cactus anymore? Green dye. Ah, so now you can only make it from moss. Weird. Okay, oh well, that's not a problem. Because the main reason I wanted it is to make cactus green. Because I want to make some waterproof pipes. That's more important than making some flashy lights. So let's go ahead and drop a piece of cactus into the furnace. And that will give us cactus green. Oh, cactus green is the dye. There we go. So we can actually make dye from it. It's just not called dye. It's called cactus green. Now I remember. And how do we make the waterproof lagging then? We need BuildCraft transport pipes, and it's this stuff that we need, the pipe sealant. And that is made by not pressing the wrong key on the keyboard. It is made by oh, you just put cactus green back in. No, fine. Okay, so I was on the right track. Let's just put 3 of those in there. We'll grab those. A couple of other things that have been mentioned. Someone said I should build an excavator, which works a little bit like our sort of big hammer that allows us to destroy more terrain. Obviously, the hammer is a replacement for a pick. It's an AoE pick, and the excavator is an AoE shovel, so we need to go ahead and build one of those. We won't need an awful lot of pipe sealant. I did have some liquid pipes somewhere, and of course they're never in the chest that I need them in. So I will build a quarry. Might not have time for it on this video, so it'll probably end up being on the next video. That's fine if that happens, because what I will end up doing then is there we go. I'll actually manually sort the stuff out. We'll just have a couple of chests and we'll feed everything into the chests and hopefully that will work. So now we've got ourselves some cobblestone transport pipes. I think I'll only need about 3. Well, let's take those out of there because I actually need to make the sealant first. Now, is it just 1 for 1? I think it is. Yeah, it's just 1 for 1. It's quite an expensive process, really, but we're going to need 3, I think. So that should be enough. If we need more, we can get more. Of course, we are growing cactus now. I did come down here for something very specific that I knew I needed. There we go. I need the buckets because I'm going to have problems with water. Don't need the charcoal. Not right now. So let's go back upstairs. And we're going up to this floor. We need to get rid of those open blocks tanks now. So what I'm going to do is I will just take out some of the piping here just to make it a little easier for me to get to. Let's go ahead and take out these open blocks tanks. Now, I am going to need to completely move the aqueous accumulator. So I'm going to need 1 pipe underneath, and that's now the wrong pipe, because the pipe I've just attached there is the power pipe, because I got the wrong pipe selected. Might as well go down there anyway, because I've still got the open blocks tank down there. So let's go ahead and grab these before luggage gets them. Beat you. Haha. So, we want our waterproof pipes. That's what I was trying to connect up. So let's go back upstairs. Let's try this again this time without messing it up. It might end up looking a little bit messy, but I can't really think of a better way of doing it. So let's go ahead and put in 2 waterproof pipes there. And I'm going to need to move the aqueous accumulator. So let's go ahead and take these blocks out. And as you can see, it is basically just surrounded by water blocks there. I'm going to move the aqueous accumulator forwards to this block. And the reason I want to do that is because I don't want to have as much of the pipe sticking out. So we're going to take these blocks out here. I'm going to dig the aqueous accumulator up. It's a thermal expansion item, so I can just pick it up using the pick. And let's get that into this position here. If it'll let me, there we go. And obviously we're going to need to sort out some water source blocks here. So let's just go and move some of these blocks and put them down on either side here. There we go. As for these blocks, I don't think we actually need water on this side anymore. So I'm going to cover those over. And then our stone block over the whole thing. But the one that we won't stone block is... Oh, I need to shift left click. Now, water should start filling through that pipe. I don't need to have a wooden pipe on here because the way the aqueous accumulator works is it automatically outputs water. So we should safely be able to reconnect up the power pipes, and they don't connect because they're 2 different types of pipe. I would like to go and let's just check the carpenter. Carpenter is now filling up with water. You can see the water level going up, so that works. So there we go. We've already got 1 job done, practically. I just want to take a... few blocks of smooth stone because I was using smooth stone. Well, I'm saving up smooth stone because it is used to make the farm blocks, which I'm going to need quite a lot of. But I'm happy that this is going to be 1 job done. Now I've got a lot of a lot of open blocks tanks, which are all a little bit useless to me at the moment. So if I fill in that block there and that block there we go. See, if I'd have left the aqueous accumulator here, I'd have had the problem that this bit of pipe would have been on this tile, and you can walk over it, but you keep dropping down and getting stuck in the hole. So it's a little bit ugly, I'll grant you, but it works. From this floor, actually, it looks absolutely fine. If we go down to the lower floor, obviously it's still a little bit ugly. I mean, it was before with the BuildCraft tank. Now, you used to be able to make facades and things for BuildCraft pipes, but it doesn't appear like there's... Yeah, I've spelled that wrong, haven't I? Yeah, there are a few that you can make. I think it's just this one, but it's made using a different bit of material. Yeah, so we'd need to get an assembly table, and then you basically just use 3 of these structure pipes and then 1 of whatever you want it to look like. So obviously we could use stone or marble, and well, what's the roof here? It's stone, so we could use stone. But we need an assembly table and stuff, so we can't really do that right now, but we can do that in the future. So I'm happy about that. Let me go ahead and pipes can go, well, all this can go downstairs. Just a quick recharge on the nano saber, because I do use it quite a lot. So let's go ahead and make ourselves an excavator, just so that we've got one. I'll just drop off some of the stuff here that I probably won't need. Let's go ahead and get rid of those pipes. Let's go ahead and get rid of the 2 buckets as well. And let's go ahead and get rid of these blocks. Unfortunately, because these have all got water in. Okay, why are some of them stacking and some of them not? Maybe it's because of the amount of water they contain. So I'm starting to get a lot of these open block tanks that are full of water. I need to set them all up somewhere and empty them out, which might prove tricky, but we'll see what we can do. Let us go and downstairs, yep. And we want to make ourselves the excavator. And if we look in... it's not materials and me, it is... it's not weaponry. It's just going to be in this one, materials and you. At least I think it is. Let's have a look then. We want to build a excavator, which is an excavator head, a large plate, a tough rod, and a tough binding. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult to do. We might even have an excavator head that we got from a village, actually. That's a shovel head. Yeah, we don't have an excavator head. Pretty much everything, but what about in here? Okay, so we need to make an excavator head. We need to make a... what do we need to make? Excavator head, tough binding. We need the plate. Let us go ahead and we'll make it all out of stone. So I'll just go and drop this in the casting table, and we'll make it out of iron, just because we've been pretty much making everything out of iron. Let's just go ahead and grab some cobble. And if I left click instead of right clicking, that'll help. And let's go over to the pattern table. Is it the part builder? The pattern table, the part builder. There we go. So what we want to make here is we want to make a large plate. Now, a large plate's the ones that we make with stone. We can make them with stone, so let's make a large plate. Let us make a tough binding. And let us make a tough material rod. There we go. So there's most of the parts that we need. And now we just need the head, which we have. So it's just going to be a basic one, but it will let me excavate large areas a lot more quickly. And of course we can keep repairing it as well. So we've got that. So over to this table here, and this is the part builder. We want to build ourselves an excavator. So we need the head, the plate, the binding, the rod, and we'll call this digger. There we go. So now we have our excavator. All good stuff. Now then. I can actually make my lights now, and because I can, let's just go ahead and get some iron bars. Let us go and get ourselves some... Let's just smelt up the rest of that cactus. I know I'm just doing it in the furnace there just for speed. So I want the caged lamps. Let's try and remember how to build these now. So first of all, I want a green light that comes on when the power's on. So I just want a normal, not an inverted, a normal green lamp. And that requires iron bars, which is easy enough. Green luminar, which is going to be easy enough to make. And it also requires these conductive plates and circuit plates. Well, I've already got some circuit plates. I made some previously, which was made by cooking up stone. So we have the circuit plates. And I think you just add redstone to make the conductive plate. Yep. So if we'll need 2 of those because we're making 2 different lights. So if I just do that and 2 redstone... And that gives us 2 of the conductive plates. We'll also need to make some red luminar as well. I'm not sure if I have any red dye. I did have some because I made this red carpet, you see. So there's definitely, well, definitely was some red dye around somewhere. Looks like I've used it all, of course. Do I have any red flowers anywhere? I've got a rose bush here. Can make 1 lot of red dye. That's not enough, though, is it? Going to have to go and find another rose bush. Oh, 2 red dye from the 1 rose bush. That's fine then. So let's go ahead and grab the cactus green. That's fantastic. Going to need 4 glowstone. And the iron bars, of course, we're going to need to go downstairs to grab them. So we'll grab the iron block. We will split the iron block up into iron ingots. We'll turn those iron ingots into iron bars, which is done that way. You get 16, so it's very, very efficient on the old bars, really. And what else do we need? Is that should be pretty much it. We need to make the green luminar first, which is like that and should be like that. There we go. Ah, that only gives us 1 green. Do we only need the 1 or do we need the 2? We just need the 1, that's fine. So if we go in then and put in the iron like that, there's the green luminar, 1 conductive plate at the bottom, and those. Now we have our green cage lamp. Now we need to do the same thing, but we need a red one. But the red one needs to be on when there's no power, so that's going to be an inverted lamp. Now, it's built exactly the same way. The only difference is it's actually a cathode, which is a redstone torch, not a piece of redstone. So I screwed that one up slightly because I made the wrong part, but we can fix that. 1 piece of redstone. So let's go in and we'll make ourselves a redstone torch. We'll add that redstone torch to one of these to make ourselves a cathode. And then, have we made the red luminar? No, we haven't. Let's go ahead and do that. So now we have red luminar, and we're going to put in 3 iron bars, the cathode in the bottom middle, circuit plates either side, and the luminar in the middle. And there we go, we have our inverted red cage lamp. Let's go ahead and put all of this stuff in here for now. I think I'm going to put the cactus green in this chest because that's where we've got the other coloured dyes. Cobblestone can go back in there. So let's go up, and there. So we've got 2 lights. And I said I was going to put them up at the top here. And they can actually go over here, I suppose. So we can have the red light here and the green light. Now, the red light, it's hard to tell. It should be on. Yep, there we go. So now it's working as intended. The red light is on, which means the power is off. If we go and actually have a look, we can see that there's the engines aren't moving. There's no power running through the red alloy cable. But if we go and flick the switch, then the red light goes off. The green light comes on, which means we have power. And the engines are going because there's power going through the cable. So brilliant. That is a nice little easy way to make an indicator to know whether or not your power is on or off. Obviously, you can use whatever lights you want in whatever colour and configuration. I mean, technically, you don't even need the inverted light. I could have just simply had one light that came on when there was no... came on when there was power and went off when there wasn't. But I like having it like that. Eventually, we will go ahead and make some proper lamps when we get some more glowstone, because obviously we haven't been to the nether yet, and all the glowstone I have is just what I've found in the world that's either been dropped by mobs, or I did find one deposit of about 20-odd pieces of it, which were down near a beehive. But when we've done all that, then we can go ahead and get rid of the torches and just put some lamps and sink them into the wall, and I think they will look quite nice. Especially here, obviously, I am having to leave, because of the size of the rooms. If I don't put a couple of torches in the middle of the rooms, it does leave a few squares where things can spawn. And obviously just having torches in the middle of the floor looks crap. So it would be quite nice if we could punch some holes in the floor and put in some lamp blocks, because they would work as floor lighting for the room above, but they would also work as ceiling lighting for the room below. So they're going to be quite useful to us. So I've built all of the things that I wanted to build now. The only thing I really need to do is the quarry, which I'll probably do in the next video, because it is quite time consuming. You do end up having to build quite a lot of gears. I might have to build some sort of colour coding in here so that I can go up and down, and or just put a signpost just so I can go up and down and know what floor that I'm on without having to keep stepping out and having a look to see if I'm on the right floor. But I'll just go across here and just show you what I've done with the multi-farm. It's not an awful lot really. I've gone ahead and built some engines. I built 3 more peat-fired engines which I were going to use for the multi-farm, but because the multi-farm isn't finished yet, I might actually I also went and harvested the peat again and replanted it all. It turns back into peat really, really quickly. So before I've even finished planting the blocks, it's already started to convert from bog earth into peat. So this is the area where I'm going to build the quarry. Now, as I said before, there is that big sort of chasm that runs down here. So as you can see, if I build the quarry over here, it is going to hit the chasm, but it'll be a nice area. I think that we'll probably get quite a lot of resources if we dig that out. Back over to the multi-farm just to show you what I have done, which I confess is not an awful lot, but the actual groundwork for it is all laid out, so you can see this here. And all I've done is I've basically dug this sort of hollow around it, and this block in the middle is actually free floating. It should be safe to drop down here. So as you can see, this is it's a 4x4x4 block. So this is the actual size that the multi-farm block is going to be. Now I still want to excavate out a lot of this area, because what I'd like to do is automate as much of it as possible. There are some funny places where I've dug out because there was like marble in the walls and stuff like that, so I've been digging the marble out because obviously that's what we're building the tower from. And obviously it does intersect this tunnel, and it's not all going to be connected, so some of it I will block it off and brick it up because we're not going to need it, we're not going to use it. As you can see, there is a creeper in here that we have to deal with. But it's very, very easy with the nano saber. So yeah, it does come out on the other end. If we just go up here, it literally is just a run through, and we can get out in this direction. Probably be easier if I had the jetpack, but I don't. So there you go. The farm is just where is the farm? It's just over there. So it all connects up nicely. And I keep thinking that's a spider behind me, but it's luggage. Yep. So there's the farm. Got a beehive over here. But what I want to do is excavate out an area that is roughly the same size as the farm, beneath the farm. So the ceiling will be the underside of these stone bricks. And obviously we'll have some sort of pathway, a door, a trap door, or just a path that leads down underneath. And eventually it'll all be automated. It won't be to start with. But it will be eventually. So that's as far as I've got with the multi-farm. I still need to build all of the bricks. But now I've got some more cobblestone, and I've already started smelting it up into smooth stone. That shouldn't be too bad. We do need to make a few more tin electron tubes and smelt up some more copper. But overall, I think things are going quite well with that. Has Luggage got anything useful? Yes, Luggage has always got useful stuff. Another potion off a witch that I killed earlier. So I'm quite happy with the progress of that today. I did get a couple of the things done. It was very, very good that we actually managed to go and find the cactus. So I'm liking that. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff here. Put the marble in there, and the potion can go in here with all the other potions. Now, somebody also, I'll just go over this very, very quickly while I'm here. Somebody did say to me that in the research table, if you have the ingredients required to make something you don't have, if you shift and left click it, it will automatically create more of it. And I haven't been able to get that work. I've tried every combination of shift, control, alt, left clicking, right clicking, and middle mouse button clicking. But beforehand, it's like Lux. Lux is made from air and fire, I think. Now, I can shift and left click on Lux, I can shift and right click on Lux, I can shift and middle click, nothing's happening. Now, air and fire definitely make Lux, but I just can't get it. So I have the ingredients to make Lux, and I just can't get it to work. I did also work out how to do these research things. I probably haven't got one that I can show you because they're probably all a little bit high tier. And sometimes they contain unknown elements, and if they contain unknown elements, I can't do anything about it, really. But I did one that was sort of off camera because I was trying to try it out. Here's one that we could do, because it only has 2 elements. And we'd have to work out how to join these elements together. So you basically have to join one element into a related element to get to the other one. So it's a bit like building a chain. So we could, for example, go fire into Lux, because fire makes Lux. Then we could go Lux into air, and then we could go air into something else if something else went into energy. I can't remember what makes up energy, though, which is the problem. And I don't think there's anywhere that it is going to tell me. And you actually do need to have these in order to be able to drag them across. And once you've used them, they're already used. So I need to work out what the one is for energy. This one, again, has 3 unknown elements, so I can't do it. This one has metallium and an unknown element. So there's only one that I can potentially do, which is this one. I need to remember what you need to build the potentia. If I can remember what builds potentia, and then I can sort of work my way across. But I did one already, which was for the... I can't even remember. There was something that I did and got the research for. But that's how that works, basically. So at least I've got that figured out. We just need to go ahead and, you know, get a lot more ingredients and stuff. As you can see, some of these things, these are the things that we've got from killing those Eldritch Guardians. Some of them say unknown aspect. So there's still quite a few things that we haven't discovered yet. But hopefully will. So that's all that I'm going to do for today. In the next video, I'll probably build the quarry. I've got pretty much everything that I need to build it. I just need to put it all together. And like I said... Oh, there's luggage in the cauldron again. I heard you. So I do pretty much have everything that I need to build the quarry. All I'll need to do is build a couple of wooden chests, or maybe even a few barrels. And I'll just run it on 1 or 2p engines. And because this isn't a server, this is just played locally on my own machine. So when I'm not playing, the world isn't simulated. So it's not like I'm going to log in one day and find out that the quarry's been running for like 24 hours and the chests are overflowing. So I can... It will actually it'll quarry out pretty slowly, and I should be able to manually sort out most of the inventory as things go on. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Feed the Beast Infinity. Please keep all of your comments and tips coming, because they are really useful. And pretty much every video someone points something out that I was unaware of. So it's always nice when these mod packs are constantly evolving to learn new things. I'm getting paranoid now and just constantly looking out to see what's outside of my door. So, yep, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you're still enjoying it, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.